Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Is this okay? This seems to be working. So let's move that there. Hey, Ms. Wicked Wolf. I'm gonna give folks a minute or two to show up. I'm gonna let my tea steep. This will be interesting. I know basically nothing about this particular game. I was actually commissioned to play this one, which has not happened in years. I think the last time I got commissioned to play a video game was, I think the only time I got commissioned to play a video game was Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I think that's literally the only time. That was a while. Yes, Nicholas, I did finish up Cult of the Lamb. I rolled credits during the last stream. I played it a little bit more after that, just to see what some of the post-game content is. It's still fun, and I might still even play it in my off-stream hours. But on-stream, we're going to move on to something else. What will you do if this game ends up being not good stream content because you have to finish it regardless? Well, if I come to the conclusion that it's not good for streaming for whatever reason, because I have come to that conclusion with some games on occasion, then I'll still finish it, maybe off stream, because like my intention, because it wasn't actually part of the commission that I stream the game. The commission was that I play the game and review it, which I am going to do. I am making the choice to also stream it. Now, if the streaming part turns out, for whatever reason, to feel like it's not especially viable, then I'll just play the game on my own time and review it like I would anything else. But I like the number of games that turned out to be bad for streaming were pretty small. And most of those ended up being games I just didn't like. Like the big exception I can think of was Backpack Hero. That was not a good game for streaming, but I did end up liking it. I've something like 70 hours into that game. So, like, that does happen on occasion, but given my granted loose understanding of what this game is, like it's a visual novel primarily, those are usually fine for streaming, at least in my experience. So, like, for me, the big question is this fully voiced, or am I going to have to read it all? I have tea if it's the latter, so, ooh, that's got to cool. That was hot. All right, here we go. Ooh. Very noir. I'm game for that. I do like cyber noir as an aesthetic. Like as someone who, one of my favorite movies is Blade Runner, so naturally I like cyberpunk noir as an aesthetic. All right. All right, we're going to start at episode 0. What I was technically commissioned for was just episode 1, but episode 0 is the free demo, and I'm assuming it gives context, so we will start there. I haven't really said hi to everyone. Hey, Ms. Wicked Wolf. Hey, Trista. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, 255. Hey, Gayest Fairy. Hope everyone's doing well also. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna have to read all this. Should have gotten some lozenges. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of the holograms down the street. You know, it's always raining in techno-noir settings. I mean, it's often raining in noir settings regardless, but when it's cyberpunk noir, always raining. Always, always. And a slight blunting of the night's ambiance. Emphasis on the slight. Lights, camera, and constant noise, the city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Okay, so we're going for at least what appears so far to be fairly unironic, hard-boiled narration, which is fine. Like, I don't know a ton about this, so I'm trying to get on its wavelength, figure out what we're doing here. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Oh yeah, full on, hard-boiled gumshoe narration. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. I like the fire effect. I mean, like, it's a minor thing, but there's something nice when a visual novel will have those little touches. Like, it's even got a lighting centered on it. I like that. Morgan. All right. Criminal attorney. Okay, so technically not a hard-boiled gumshoe, technically an attorney. Okay. Something tells me we're gonna have to do our own investigations, though. Just call it a hunch. It's hard to get away with murder these days. Good? I mean, I suppose it depends on the reason, but, like, gut instinct on that is good. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. By the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadow of doubt left. Ah! Okay, alright, so not good, bad. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent, or neon, or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's light shining on every last pixel of the map. This is curious to me because it's not vastly dissimilar to my own sort of techno setting that I've come up with it but don't have a fully fleshed out story for, although mine is tonally quite different. And someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity, anonymity is scarce, and criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get, you don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners of the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. That's a good button on this kind of narration dialogue. It shows, I think, a modicum of self-awareness, because writing this kind of dialogue, it can be very difficult to tell, like, how serious are you being or are you pastiching this? Because it can be pretty hard to distinguish. But, like, a line like that to me says, okay, we're taking it more or less seriously, but we also know, this is overcooked as dialogue. You know that dating sim you quit because there was an underage seeming character? What if something like that happens? 255 will deal with that if and when it occurs. Like, I can't tackle every hypothetical before I deal with something I've been commissioned to review. Like, I can't. A, it's impossible, and B, my brain really does not work that way. I deal with things as they come up. Not that there's much else I can do until my phone. Love the sound. Whew. Very anime. I'm liking the blend of elements so far. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You are wow, that text message, it hits with the impact of a punch. Boom. You're expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. They always say that. And then they make you wait for 15 minutes after your appointment was scheduled. Every time. I say every time. I haven't had to go to court in a long time, but, like, it reminds me of doctor's offices. I'll try hard emoticon. I love that as a reply. I love that. Oh, that's great. I actually really love that as a piece of characterization. Because that's one of those really small pieces of dialogue dialogue, it's a text, but that says so much about who said it. Oh, that's good. I like that. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now, 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are gonna get busy. Get busy! Probably not that. Of the Devil, episode 0. And he shall appear. No, we're going to keep them going for right now because I don't really know if there's mechanics to this or if it's just, selecting options as they come, which is the standard for visual novels. So we'll leave them on for now. We can disable them later. Oh, yeah. Geez. That is a lot of options. Suspect not found. That seems like a problem. Precinct 254. It feels weird having a woman doing the hard-boiled narration thing. I mean, not to me, but I get that it's more standardly a masculine trait. This game looks so good. I'm liking it so far. Medium Rare Rats. Love the name. That's awesome. It's a goddamn ghost town. Nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. Boy, the holograms are unsettling, actually. I like that. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever. I'm that unimportant. They've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will ever give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can poke around and shake some change loose. Heads up, press the phone button or tap the phone icon at the top left to have access to the pause menu, save, load, or check settings. You can toggle an auto-advancing text with the auto button or check the previous lines with the backlog button. Look around for points of interest. You can check to investigate the area. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. Okay, so don't go broke. Okay, that's slightly concerning. Okay. I hope there isn't a ton of first-person stuff. That's going to be potentially a minor problem. Well, actually, if it gets real bad, potentially a major problem, but all right. So if it's as limited as it was, terms, oh, okay, so that's like a glossary. Okay. So hopefully that sort of first-person look-around stuff is limited, because that could be a problem. All right. Well, if it's as limited and sporadic as I'm hoping, we'll be okay. High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screen stations. Earn your first credit. Pragmatic brutalism, so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. Ugh. Brutalism is such an ugly architectural style. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built, but walking in here now, with crime rates where they are, feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. Datapad, I'll bite. Right. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. Nebnov, probably not appropriate, so not entirely sure where you're going with that, but careful, please. In a flowery roundabout corporate propaganda kind of way, keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They offer insight on the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Articles are added to your phone's reading list after you first read them. Choose the proper takeaway after reading them, and you'll earn additional bonus credit too. Okay, so it's like a comprehension test. All right, cool. Nebnov, I don't know how sincere the sorry was. Like, I have no problem swinging the banhammer, and I don't like to threaten that outright, but like, I know what my online footprint is, and I know some of the ways that I present myself. That's not what we do here on this stream, though. Okay? Subway fixes axe. City to refocus on canopy. Oh. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system are being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronics. I'm gonna kind of speed read through this because this is world building, and it's not uninteresting, but I think it's uninteresting to hear me read it. Compromised over civil engineering hybrid super infrastructure system. Ooh, this is, oh boy, they like wrote a full-length article. All right, I'm really gonna try and speed this. Subterra. Huh? That's an odd way to do it. I mean, if the subway tunnels are flooded, I guess. First prototype, let's see. But Jesus. Okay, that's massively over budget. Package. Coastal City. Oh, Coastal City. Rising sea levels. Gotcha. That. Ballsy of them putting the paywall there. As if I'd reach for my wallet to have after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. Takeaways that the city will be focusing its efforts on the canopy. Subterra is proposed, but that is not going to be the focus. See? Comprehension test. I pass. There'll be increased scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. It's a massive project with a massive budget, lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. Councilman Long, you say? An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Then again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah, blah, blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. Interesting. Huh. So, like, Morgan is kind of disparaging the work of older defense attorneys as having been really easy to do back in the day. That's kind of interesting. There's no room to sow doubt anymore, not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording. Yeah, that'd do it. This is actually, again, tone is different. This is surprisingly similar to like my own concept that I might eventually get to one of these days. Assuming their phone didn't automatically file a release report for them. Ooh, now that's intriguing. All right. Anything else? Nope. I think we can just head over to the Welcome Center. The medium's cracked in the corner. Correct name for the thing every sci-fi writer calls holograms is actually volumetric display. Holograms is punchier. I mean, like it's like with AI and androids. It just becomes a generic term, even though it's technically not correct. But it just, you know, pop culture usage versus actual accurate usage. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Oh yeah, please use our universal contact number at string not found. This desk is programmed for check-in and information only. If you are experiencing an emergency, please use our the universal contact number at string not found. That's really funny. That's really funny. I like that. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. There's a few missing persons, too. 1 year of Silver Plan coverage courtesy of Catasis as a reward for any. Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. All right. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning. Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Why is it listed as question marks? Is that not actually our name? Could you please provide your name and... Great! Please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake hollows charming, more like harmless. But that's probably what the designers were aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their text so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far, so good, was it? See, like, given the fact that our thing was, like, labeled with question marks, I'm starting to doubt that I am who I say I am. And I would assume my card would back up who I say I am, and I wonder if scanning my face would prove me to be somebody else. Which either means I'm starting to get ahead of the game, or it's got me thinking in mildly paranoid terms, which for a game like this, I would mean that as a compliment. So why don't you just scan my ID card? Okay, now I'm being labeled as Morgan. Great. Now could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card and my profile. December 26th. Cool. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. Okay. So like, I'll get questions like that, and I have to go through the stuff that I already have and know for the information. Okay. No problems. My birthday is December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counseling Quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. Can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection, dully warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? Choices that progress the story forward will cause other options to shrink away when selected. Oh. Choices that will take the conversation down side paths and before returning to this point will not. Okay. All right, so if I go down like a tangent topic, I can still come back to the main topic, but if I stick to the main topic, I lose the option to go down the tangents. Gotcha. It's that thing of words eventually adopting a new meaning by the sheer widespread usage, even if it's not technically right. Yeah, pretty much. Seems like a game that's going to reward people who look at everything. Yeah, looks like it. Because of the article you read earlier, you've unlocked an additional choice in this dialogue. Read and examine at every opportunity to build up your knowledge and get the most out of every conversation. Yeah, okay, see, this makes sense, actually, as a mechanic, because I can reference, like, articles, and I assume old conversations for information that I might need later, so the most information that I can get out of a conversation is going to be really important later. Because otherwise I'm floundering in the dark. Okay. Okay. We'll see how it pans out and how well it works in practice. But this is an interesting way to add like more context and meaning to just reading the text, which is kind of standard for visual novels. This is giving you a more concrete kind of mechanics-based reason to really be thorough. All right, this is an interesting way to incentivize maximum interaction with the setting and the information. This could work. Again, we'll see how it plays out in practice, but I love the theory. I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. Oh, so not 22 months since it was worked on, 22 months since they stopped bothering to say what they were planning. Dang, okay. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? Ever gonna fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? I mean, what are you? She's a hologram. I mean, we'll go through it real quick, I guess. A game that awards players going on about tangents. Of course, viewers intrigued by this. You're not wrong, Beatmaster. You're not wrong. Like, I know the answer to this, but like, it's data. We'll get it. What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. I love all the thank you for asking because it feels like a very natural extension of like current LLM models that are all like, oh, that's such a fascinating query, or that's such an interesting question, and they like butter you up as they give you their nonsense. So like, that's a nice small touch. I like that. If you're interested, I could send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now, so you could go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? Just that blank, like, did you just not exist? Oh, I love a loaded pause. Loaded pauses are the best. I love that. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door on the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks, and they don't get my jokes. But it's usually the humorous types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. I like that they put the name of the track up in the corner. Faint voice. Eyes gone bad or something? Voice. No, voices coming from down the hall. Compared to yours? Probably. Thank goodness I stopped for directions. Building this empty, the desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Appreciate you worrying about me. God forbid I tried to be serious. While the other rings with youthful indignation. It's not like your job is important or anything. Definitely cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why else would you bother to print all that out? One document, 100, looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. If you're critical of the surveillance state, why are you a cop? Like, that's my immediate question. I wasn't gonna say that. So how many of those sheets were blank then? Here we go. No red carpet tonight, officers? I like that. Good question mark, cop? Nice touch. I like that. It used to be the case that you could get ChatGPT not to remember you by resetting it. They changed that in one of the more recent updates, presumably for that reason it can't flatter you effectively if it doesn't remember you. Ugh. God, that's so gross. Ugh. And it really annoys me because there are people out there, like, I've seen people who are even like 100% against like AI generated art or video, but who still use ChatGPT. I'm like, what the? I started to watch a video. I'm not going to say by who because I don't even remember. It wasn't somebody who I normally follow, and I forget what the subject was. But I pulled it up, and I'm like, this is an interesting topic. This person starts talking. I'm like, okay, they're presenting it well. And then they went, so I threw this into ChatGPT, and I'm like, bye. Instant mark as do not recommend this channel. Like, what the hell? Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around these hours. Which one is it that's saying it? I'm assuming that We'll see. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. Okay, yeah, I was right. So this is the bad cop, but mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I am. Morgan, Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Seam London. Okay. And the ball of sunshine is my partner, Farah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. I love that Morgan's going out of her way to be like all smiles and overly pleasant. There's a lot of real fun ways that they found to characterize her, even this early on. I like it. Okay. All right, hang on. I gotta take the tea bag out of my tea because it's getting in the way of me actually drinking it. So let's move that over there. Ha. Sorry you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Gave me enough time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you? 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case, and it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old timer. So wait, he's the older one? Was he the tired foot? No, that doesn't track. Alright, odd. Hold on. But I suppose being an old timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Okay. See, like, I was the voices that were like the tired voice and the young voice, I'd assigned them to the opposite people of who they actually seem to have been. All right, I gotta reset a little bit in my head now. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours. Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Ooh, she is on the ball. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive at anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicate involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Oh, okay. So they weren't so much called in for this case, but they were assigned to it because it links to something they were already doing. Okay. If I'm being completely honest, I don't super love the art style for the characters. It's not bad, but it's not to my taste. It's not something that's going to detract from it. Like, my eyes keep going onto London's face, though, and I don't like it. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? Wait, did they really not know? I guess they wouldn't put it in the public defender's briefing. Nope, apparently they don't tell me shit. Look, consider this a professional courtesy, fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that world. And we've got the bastard dead to rights. If you're so kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm on to some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. I do really like the characterization on Morgan. You know what she's reminding me of a little bit? She's reminding me a little bit of Sam Spade as played by Humphrey Bogart in The Maltese Falcon. This sort of like merrily switching between different ways of conversing based off, what she thinks will either play better in the room or will throw off the other people more. Yeah, no, I'm liking it. So perhaps in the meantime, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. Boy, they really were not expecting me to not already know. And again, I like this because obviously they need to exposit about this because the player doesn't know. But I like that it's being played the way it is, that they are shocked and like, what the hell? How do you not know this? And Morgan is playing it in a way that's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it this way to mess with you. Like it's a really good way to use characterization to make exposition flow more smoothly. The writing in this is pretty solid so far. So I'm hopeful. I mean, do you just write off anyone who uses AI at all? Because I think that's probably most people at this point. Honestly, 255, yeah, kinda. Like, there's a handful of people I know who I've been friends with for a long time who make, like, I have some longtime friends, like, on Facebook who will put up, AI avatars or whatever, and it infuriates me, but I have too much history with them, and I care about them too much to just abandon them. But, like, for people who I don't know, yeah, that's a cutoff point. If you're using that stuff, I don't want to know you. It is one of those things where, like, having context for a person makes the difference. Like, if I have context in history, not that I'm, like, gonna be okay with the fact that people are using AI, but I'll be like, what I have with you is more important than my bias against that. But, like, if you're somebody who I don't already know, yeah, no, that is a reason for me to go, cool, don't want to know you. So, yeah, no, I do kind of write people off for that, especially in a especially in a YouTube context, because like that's my job, that's what I do, and I take pride in my work, and I avoid that stuff like the plague. And if you are happy to use it, I definitely don't want to know you if you're doing the same kind of work I do. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? That's a good line. Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK. Never heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. I knew it! I knew it. She was just making them tell her what they know because she's not just gonna play their game and dance to their tune. I'm liking her a lot. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to underappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. Ooh, I like her even more now. Right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. I'm getting. I love this kind of character. Like, even more now, she is reminding me of Sam Spade, who is, like, I think easily my favorite, definitely my favorite noir detective character, possibly my favorite detective character. Like, if you haven't seen The Maltese Falcon, he just has this way of moving through the situation where everyone thinks they get him. They think they know what he's after and what he wants. But because he presents what he wants differently to everybody, they're all wrong. I am digging this. When it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I like you, Morgan. I like you a lot. Actually, hold on. Let's save. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it, along with everyone else. One bullet, straight to the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun. I mean, okay, that makes sense. I mean, I like that he just casually dropped something that wasn't public knowledge. So obviously Morgan's approach works. But like that also makes sense, because otherwise how would you know it's not just different people using a similar MO or just coincidentally having, you know, good shots. I've seen an episode of TMNT 87 titled The Maltese Hamster, but not the actual movie it's based on. The Maltese Falcon is one of my favorite movies. I really love that movie. Without even needing to reload. Wait. What? First of all, how do you know that? I mean, like, fascinating detail, but how do you know that? Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that, it's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. Very strong characterization on the cops, because yeah, they would view a suspect as an animal. I see. I sometimes just type nonsense into it when I'm bored, but I stopped using it to do anything productive. Like, I won't use it to make art or write things for me. Like, if you're worried about me judging you 255, I'm not. Because, like, again, not to say that we're, like, personally acquainted, but, like, you've been around for long enough. In my life, I need more people who refuse to engage with this stuff. It's just kind of where I'm at. Casablanca, which I have seen. A lot more people have seen Casablanca. The Maltese Falcon seems to be better remembered as a point of reference than something people have actually seen. I like the Maltese Falcon better personally. Casablanca's a real good movie, though. Casablanca's got to be what... Casablanca has one of the great all-time scripts. It's got to be one of the most quotable movies ever put together. That movie's real good, too. You almost make him sound like a machine. Is it possible that? No. It's not. There's no such thing as killer robots, madam. Of course, my mistake. So all those androids marching in the military, those robots patrolling police uniforms, those drones dropping firebombs from the sky, I guess they're all firing blanks. Look at the little grin! I love her. I love her. And I'm just, like, fully noticing that she's wearing a corset. That's a good fit. Like, I know I have my issues. I said I have my issues with the character design. It's like more the style than the actual like character design, because like the fashion. Ooh, nice watch too. That that kind of underbust corset. Game recognized game on that. Fair enough. Machines can kill. And they have been for decades, but they don't commit murder. Distinction requested, please. Right. Evil like Heartbreak is all organic. That's a pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying more attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago. When we caught the son of a bitch, red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is the Heartbreak killer and tonight was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. And I take it you have serious evidence to back that up. I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed. When we found your client, he was covered in her blood. That's very strange, though. Because if he's that good a shot, he wouldn't need to get close enough to his victim to get blood splatter. Or, all right, that means one of two things. Now, hold that. If this is as well written as I'm hoping it is, and it's off to a good start, that means one of two things. Either this person actually isn't that good a shot, and they have basically just been getting point blank, and they've gotten blood on themselves every other time. There was just nobody around to catch them with it. Or it's an indicator that this person didn't do it, because if they aren't going point blank with these shots, then the evidence is that they are such a good shot, it doesn't, not that it's impossible, but it's certainly not necessary for, and it would be strange for them to feel the need to get close enough to get blood splatter all over themselves. Do I remember false, or is a rat named Splinter? Yeah, that's the rat from TMNT. That's their father figure. Well, that's not good, is it? Again, the little smile. Oh, I'm liking her a lot. What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? It's so important in games like this to have good dialogue writing and good characterization, because since the whole game is basically just reading and working through the dialogue, if it's not good, not that subpar writing is acceptable anywhere else, it can drag down other experiences. Like, part of the reason I never bothered going back to Moonlighter was, honestly, none of the elements were particularly well put together, but I'd been and one of my initial hangups with Backpack Hero was that the dialogue was so badly written, even though I liked the gameplay on that. That's my first thought too, Morrow, that if you found somebody covered in her blood, that to me would say more like he got it on himself by getting real close to the body and trying to save her. But we'll see where they go with this. But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him good for 6 murders? It's all there in the Discovery files and the ARCs, of course. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you two some questions while I've got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? A good one, I would say. This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're going to be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Let your client stew in interrogation all night for all I care. Intero? You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. All right. Let's hear. Barren, stark, and uninviting. This must be Rhea's desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mote of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack, or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. You know how sometimes in a documentary or news piece, an interviewed person will want to remain anonymous so they blur their face to distort the voice? Recently, a true crime Netflix documentary decided to put words of an interview anonymous victim into the mouth of an AI-generated person. Yeah, I heard about that, and I don't think that's a good idea. Because, even if everything is clearly marked that that's what they're doing, you do realize that there's a decent chance you're going to create an AI figure who looks like a real person, even if it's not the person that you're anonymizing. I don't like that at all. I think that's a terrible idea. I'll grant you this. It is an idea with more thought put into it as a use for AI imagery. I still don't like it. Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate and they work fast. I guess the city sees that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy, but with our dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping ground for the police force's most unambitious and least popular. Is there anything else to look at? Alright. Oh. You should have cleaned up you shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or even just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better on paper. I'll give him that. Okay, is that everything there is to inspect in here? Other than this, I think so. Alright. Latest Noble Androids. Okay, this is one I'm going to kind of speed read my way through again as best I can. Bolstered by strong. Warm androids. Ugh. Ugh. That's a ugh. What an ugly phrase that is. Hashtag Jesus. It's because of his translation that every noble product from so beloved, trusted by our customers. Dr. Sure himself was nowhere to be seen. Hey, fam, looks like you're not logged into this device. Want to put in your account info so we can help you keep reading? Hey, fam. Oh, God. On point. Jeez. He's in the news again. No wonder. Can't spit without it landing on a piece of noble tech these days. Especially not where the state's involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids, though. For government use, they're just too frail. All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. So if these warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek, it's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. I mean, I think it's an unnecessarily high-tech solution to a problem. Like you said, you can just blur someone's face. But yeah, exactly. You know how in the last few episodes of Battlestar Galactica, they're trying to resolve the legal system so they can try Baltar? Does that mean they haven't been giving other people in fleet trials? That seems to be the implication. Or I would say it has one of two implications. It either means that there haven't been trials, or they've basically been letting each ship handle itself. However, whereas Baltar is like, that's such a big case, it requires the Galactica equivalent of a federal case as opposed to a local municipality, which I suppose you could treat each individual ship as. Okay, nothing else jumps out at me around here. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. Now I need to check out the crime scene data. Should have been sent a link. You've been granted access to state files regarding case KL433511. Type C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C in order to confirm. Oh, piece of garbage. Am I talking to a person? I am an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. I knew it! I knew it was gonna do the it's case sensitive thing. Piece of shit. C. Thank you. Link. All right. If I project from my phone, let's see. Downloading, initializing. Augmented reality crime scene. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's see what the police have and what they think is important. The victim's body. Cause of death, ballistic trauma, class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta, single gunshot wound to the heart in brief. Death was instantaneous, no injuries anywhere else, no blood or skin under her nails. Blood spatter, forensics, and all the other good stuff tells them that she was not shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. So the killer should not have gotten blood all over themselves. Like, I'm hanging on to that. That particular thing. Sorry, hang on. Stuff. I got stuff in my teeth. Hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna pick my teeth. Nobody needs to see me do that. There we go. That's always so annoying when you can feel it with your tongue. The murder weapon, a revolver found right next to the body. Okay, so the revolver only ever had 6 shots. So it was like the entire plan to only ever kill 6 people total. 6 empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gun's been fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing, but all they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. So he was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial would be an understatement. What is that? Seems like, oh, it's a vase. My brain was reading that as like a misshapen baseball bat. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. And yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. Stand-up mirror shattered and knocked over. Real glass. No screen or cameras here. It was hit hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. That's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this, but no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. What about the rest of the room? It's not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair got thrown, and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris. Flagged as irrelevant. That's their technical assessment. Guess even crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay. That's everything the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? The hell is that? Something's in the victim's hand. How the hell did... It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and Triprazaxin. A synthetic glucor... Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Medication. Taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city. It still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating. But the kicker is everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs, nothing that points toward anyone except my client. Well, I've done more with less before, but not much more. Have you seen the first season of Psycho-Pass? It's pretty scary. It's also basically cops in a dystopian world. Nope, I haven't heard of that one. Am I really gonna have to sing for my supper this time? Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... I suppose it could be something important. Currently texting with Brat. Alright. Red. What couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and a phishing scheme. Stop texting your crimes. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer. Sorry. At least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps? So wait, is this an actual kid? I was wondering that from the off. Because obviously these days, culturally, we have a different understanding of the word brat, but it can still just refer to a kid. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps, even though I said I had a stomachache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Okay, so you are just a kid. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. I mean, kind of fair. Glad you found a use case, but I'm working right now, so anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Homicide! This just in. Homicide is cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age, and yeah, we can read. compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. Hardy B. It's not heartbreak. And why'd you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? You taking up lost cause prognoz work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concern nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart, or just a sucker. I am curious as to what our actual relation is to this kid. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing, lol. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday, I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday, because today is Saturday. That's with the... What's with the carpet? Hey, DM shit. It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Shit! Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Okay, so former client, sounds like. When I woke up today, I was thinking about the movie Hunchback of Notre Dame and if it's ableist or not. No comment. Still haven't seen it. Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. By the way, I couldn't help but notice you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade?